Hi, and welcome along to AFTV. We are here for the starting 11 tonight. Big game for Arsenal. If Arsenal win the game, they top the group in the Champions League. Actually, we may even be able to top the group with a draw, because as it stands, we were just looking at the game Sevilla versus PSV. At half-time, it's PSV losing away at Sevilla by a goal to nil. So if that result stays the same, Arsenal will only need 1 point tonight to top the group against Lens, but I'm sure they'll be looking for all three and going with a strong team. Let me introduce our panel to discuss the starting 11, or what we'd like to see, or what we may get tonight. We've got Lee Judges in the building.
Thank you very much.
Cecil is here.
Well, mate. Well, buddy, old pal.
James, who gives them monkeys?
We're back. We're back.
Cecil, bloody hell, yeah? You're not finished?
Yeah,
sorry.
We always deliver, we're like a couple of, like lights. You just need a green top here and we've got a set of lights.
Cecil's here. We've got Julian in the building. And Laurie is here as well.
The best Lyle.
And everybody's kind of in a good mood at the moment because Arsenal been looking decent.
Yeah, we're
On time.
He must have been here all day. He must have been here all day. He was here before us.
Looking forward to the game tonight. Big game for Arsenal. Can Arsenal avenge their only defeat in the Champions League so far this season, which was away to Lens? We were there.
Yep.
It was a very disappointing night. Lens, you've got to say they deserved to win the game. It was a very hostile atmosphere. Game's going to be a bit different tonight. I think Lens will still bring a load of fans tonight. They'll still have some great fans, because actually it was easier to get to Lens than it is to get to Newcastle.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Wasn't it? You got there quicker. So they'll bring a few fans tonight, but I think every Arsenal fan's going to be expecting to get the job done tonight. I mean, Julian, you expecting for Arsenal to get the job done tonight, or are you expecting another tough game?
No, I mean, everything I look at with Lens, both at the last game and this game, would indicate to me that it should be an easy game. However,
an easy game?
Well, that's what, when you read about Lens and look into how good or bad they are.
Yours are the last game, though.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I'm conflicted, because everything I've read would indicate it's going to be an easy game, but having seen Lens live at that game, they didn't live up to any of the things that I'd read. They were really good when they should have been really bad.
They were really good. They scored a couple of great goals in the game, remember?
Yeah.
And they defended brilliantly. What sort of team do you think Arsenal will go with tonight? Something really strong?
I think they have to go strong, because they want to take that week off, in effect, and go to PSV and not have to worry about it. So I'm expecting a really strong team. I'm expecting Arteta to make sure that the attitude's right, and we go out and do what we need to do and win the game and win it well. Because again, what I've seen of Lens, and I've read about Lens, is that maybe they just got, that was their one-off, that was their cup final, and they won't reproduce that kind of form.
I think they won 3-0 at the weekend as well.
Yeah, but that was against Clement Foot.
They still won, didn't they?
Yeah, well, they still won, but it's not the greatest team in Europe, is it, Clement Foot?
Not the best name, not
What are you thinking, Lee?
Next minute he'll be saying we don't want to be complacent.
Yeah, I have to say, I certainly agree with, it's not often that I agree with Julian, but I am going to say that probably looking back on all the seasons so far, Lens have been one of the best teams we played. I was that impressed with them that day. We could even be the best team we played.
We did have chances in the game.
We had chances in the game, but we didn't control the game like we've controlled other games, particularly in the Premier League. And the atmosphere was unbelievable, that game. I have to say that. It was an incredible atmosphere. I don't know if anybody appreciated it if they wasn't there, but it was unbelievable. I take on board it was their first game for 20 years. Maybe that's gone a little bit, even with us now, it's sort of
it's worn off the novelty
of coming back has worn off a little bit. But I expect Arsenal to get the job done today. On the back of what happened on Saturday, I expect Havertz to start today and crack on. Wherever he likes.
It's like that.
listen here. No.
Somebody told me you was having a pop at him when he came on.
Who?
Oh.
I don't know. Somebody was sitting next to you said to me that when he came on, he's like, "Why are you taking off Martinelli for? I'm bringing him on."
I actually was a little bit more with the Eddie one. I thought that Havertz would come in there. But listen, you can look back on all my WhatsApp groups and all that, and Cass is in the studio today. Will agree with me. Before I said this is the day that Kai delivers, and he did. You know what I mean? Like
everyone's saying that. Everyone I spoke to after said
let me just say though, you want to
have a look at my? Do you want to have a look at it?
Oh, don't look at it. Don't show me.
No.
You want him to start though? You want him to start where? Where would you start him?
I would start him today. I'm going to be really honest today. I would leave Martinelli out today and play Trossard wide left. And the reason is because I watched Martinelli on Saturday and I thought he was a little bit jaded. I'm worried about long term. So I'd play Trossard on the left, who I thought was poor in that midfield role, but when he went out to that wide left position, played really well. And I'd play Havertz in the number 8 today.
Okay. You play Havertz?
No, I think we go with the same what we saw against Brentford. I like Trossard. I want to see Trossard more in that 8 role. I like him there. Not to say Havertz doesn't deserve a start, but he can get minutes off the bench. I think we go with our strongest. We all want to see our strongest 11 that we can field today. Get the job done. Top the group, and then we just look forward to the PSV game. Like you said, we can rotate, what June said, rotate and rest. So for me, Havertz still doesn't get into the strongest 11 that Arsenal can field, as much as he did score, the winner against Brentford. Big up to him, but no, I'd rather see Trossard in there.
Because you've been hating on Havertz for a while, haven't you? Mate, hating's a bit too strong word, but
that,
you've never.
Me and you were dancing. We were dancing and singing.
Dancing and singing, but I mean, for a lot of time.
How good was that, by the way? I think that when he scored, from the minute we left the ground, I don't think there was anybody not singing that.
Yeah, it's great.
It was you know, whether he was 20...
If that don't give him confidence, what's coming?
There's nothing more to get confidence. You saw the manager at the end of the game pointing to him, the manager backs him. He's actually played. I think he's played in all 20 matches in all competitions. I think he's been one of the most played players as well, or had appearances on the pitch for Arsenal as well. So he's backed by the manager, he's backed by the fans, as you saw, even though, and I said it to you in the fan cams, even though there's fans that, question Havertz, they want him to do. It's not like we're hating on him. We want him to do well, but we just question maybe the signing and when is he going to show it. But he has all the backing. You've just scored a winner against Brentford. Everyone's been waiting. What can you offer?
Start him.
You've done it. No, I wouldn't say start him. I'm not a hater. I just don't think he's just not there yet.
You wouldn't start him, Laura. Would you start him?
It's a good question.
So I'm asking it.
That's why he hosts.
On balance, yes, I would start him. Yeah, give him a bit of confidence in the midfield.
Midfield?
Yeah.
Okay, so who would you drop out in the midfield then?
Probably leave Trossard out, play him up front.
So what would be your front three then?
Martinelli, Saka and Trossard through the middle.
No Jesus.
Oh, so no Jesus.
Wow.
Well, Jesus was misfiring a bit on... I think that's fair to say, yeah?
Yeah.
You all agree?
Yeah, he's come back from...
He's just come back from...
He looked a bit lethargic.
He's just come back from injury, he's just come back from international duty. He didn't have his best performance. Trossard has been scoring recently. He deserves another round. I mean, we say, we talk about dropping players, this and that, but at the end of the day, he will play at some point, won't he?
Yeah, but Jesus surely thought like you want to keep him in the side though, just keep getting back to that level.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He will.
Yeah, come
I would
on,
imagine he will play at some point.
Jesus has actually done well in this competition, hasn't he?
I do think you've got to rotate. We've got some big games coming up, and lots of games.
Yes, sort of 2 days' time, we've got a big Premiership game.
Yeah,
so you've got to be.
I'm confused. So would you want a rotated side to start? Or would you want a strong side to get the job done, then rotate? Because you started by saying, I want to see a strong team.
Yeah, but we can have a strong team because we've got a strong squad.
Yeah, exactly.
And we've got a very strong
nowadays,
squad.
The football nowadays is a squad game. Let's be under no illusions.
Yeah, 100%.
So if we say we want Trossard to start, that does not preclude the fact that Gabriel, Jesus, and maybe even Eddie as well, they will all feature today. Just as they did
I can see what Laurie's saying, he's just come back. I wouldn't be disappointed if Jesus or Martinelli weren't playing today. But then, if they're not playing today, I'd expect them to be playing on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Lee Burnell says, big up Don Robbie and demand him. Come on, you Gunners. Let me ask you another question on rotation then. Aaron Ramsdale. Would you start Aaron Ramsdale today in goal?
100%.
Oh, shot. Wow, didn't see that one coming.
Based off.
Based on
Is
the
this
team-
based? Hold on.
no,
So is
yeah.
this based off of his performance?
Based on you speaking to
Because
his
on
dad.
many times you've come on this show and you said that if somebody's performed well, they've then deserved to then start in the next game.
Yep.
But let's be real, he didn't really.
No, he had a poor first half.
He was much better in the second half, but the
much
first
better
half
in
he
the
was a
second
bag of
half.
nerves.
Yeah.
He couldn't have got much
as
worse.
I've said, like, you know, when they do the Secret Santa at the Christmas do, you know, Aaron needs to get an extra bit for Declan Rice. You know what I mean? Like, because he was, you know, if it weren't for him, I don't know what would have happened there. Yeah. If you look back at that clip, I don't know if you've all seen it now, like Declan Rice has to take so much credit for that because he just got straight back, sprinted back into that position and helped out Aaron, like, you know. Oh, look, listen, I don't think it could have gone any worse for Aaron in that first half.
They could have done, they could have conceded.
They could have scored other than a score, but like, it was a total but second half he redeemed himself. For me, look, listen, if I'm a betting man today, Raya starts. The difference between Raya and Ramsdale is at this moment in time is that the manager rates one and doesn't the other, and that's as simple as it is.
And there's no other difference.
Could I just say
no
on that? I don't think I agree with the sentiment, but possibly not the wording. I don't think it comes down. He doesn't rate Ramsdale. I think it's more a question of Raya suits the way he wants to play football. No, I think it's
maybe
He can only play one of them.
well, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, and
Well, he said he could mix
but
between both.
But he was lying. He's lied
Right,
before.
he has lied before, and he's
Yeah.
definitely lied about it. Like, because today you'll know who's number one, and it will be
It will
Raya.
be Raya.
And the one thing I think that's getting passed over on this, and it's a big thing. Forget about who's playing and all that. I look at it and go, look at the support that Ramsdale's getting from the fans. It's unbelievable, like, you know.
Unbelievable.
But Raya doesn't get that.
Because he's
you know
new
what I
and he
mean?
hasn't
Yeah,
quite...
but
It doesn't matter. What do you mean he's new?
The fans don't pick the
Declan
team.
Rice gets it. Everybody like Havertz
because
gets
he's not.
it. The reason he
he's
doesn't
not put
get
someone
it,
else out of the team as a favourite.
it's the reason he don't get it is because there is, you know, Ramsdale's a fan's favourite. And it's a little bit unfair on Raya, if I'll be honest. Like, you know what I mean? But that I don't think it's Raya's fault. I don't think it's Ramsdale's fault. There's one person to blame for it, and that is Arteta. I don't think Arsenal, as a football club, needed to address the goalkeeping situation, but it's there now. And because, look, listen, I say this now, Jorginho was left out on Saturday. He's played very, very well the last few games. Is anybody bothered about it? No, because they know he can come back in and whatever, like, you know. Same with Eddie. The goalkeeping thing is a completely different thing. It's new to everybody, this, and it's not. You know, look at Aaron Ramsdale's first half performance. You know what I mean? That is
Bag of nerves.
It was bag of nerves. Why? Because that's been created.
Okay,
But could I just say on that very quickly that when we're looking at the goalkeeping situation, you have to take into account the way the manager wants. He's got a vision of how he wants Arsenal to play.
Yeah.
And
What is that vision?
Huh?
What is that vision?
Playing out from the back.
He did that last year.
Yeah, but hang on. Raya is seen as a better keeper in that regard than Ramsdale is. Even people who advocate for Ramsdale will say actually Raya is a bit better on the ball. And that crucially is the difference
What I've
between
seen
the
so
two.
far, I don't
What
think
have
I
you
don't
seen so
think he
far?
is, personally.
What have you seen so far that tells you he is better on the ball?
He's more comfortable
because
with the ball at his
the
foot.
same errors that we saw.
No.
Ramsdale. One second. That error that Ramsdale made in that game, he did exactly the same thing against Man City.
Exactly. And also,
Right.
what about the punch at Seville? I'm going to bring it up like he's punched the ball. If that goes in, like,
No,
what
but,
happens
yeah,
there?
but
It
you see,
didn't go
that's
in.
what I'm saying.
It didn't go in on.
He didn't go in on
against
Saturday.
Brentford.
Exactly.
Yeah, but no. What I'm trying to get you to do is focus on who is better on the ball.
No, but he is he though. I'm saying
I think
it's perceived that he's this great player on the ball, right? Have you seen that yet? Have you seen?
I have seen that.
Hold on. Have
I
you
have seen
seen
that.
so far?
His distribution is
Hold
better
on.
than Ramsdale.
Have you
I'd
seen
absolutely
so
agree
far
with
that his distribution is that much better than what you saw from Aaron Ramsdale last season?
You could
against
say,
London, is it?
The answer is
in
yes.
terms of degrees
One
of
against
betterment,
London.
hang on, in terms of degrees
Well,
of
I'm
betterment, we
asking
can
a
argue.
question.
No, I'm saying I've watched both of them, and listen, I've got no horse in the race. I like both of them. What I'm saying is, if you're being honest, be honest, Raya is more accomplished with the ball at his feet than Ramsdale is, and that, crucially, is the issue. The manager's got a vision of the way he wants the team to play, And David Raya suits that vision more than Ramsdale, and it's as simple as that.
What I'd say is, right? What I'd say
Absolutely agree.
Really out.
What I'd say is this, right? So far,
At Arsenal.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'm with Robbie. I haven't
seen no difference.
The stats
I think if you look at the two players,
look at it,
let me say, right? If you look at the two players, Raya comes across as more composed on the ball. Right?
Because he is.
He looks more. Give me 1 second.
Because he knows he's got the best manager.
But he's made the same errors.
Yeah.
He's made a lot of errors since. Of playing out from the back. His errors, in most of his errors,
knows if he
have been
makes a
from
mistake,
playing
he's going to
out.
play next week.
Look at the distribution.
He should never be. He should never have played. If you, I'll be really honest with you, right? I'm going to be really honest with you. He should never have started the next game after Seville, after what he'd done in that game, and against Newcastle.
At Newcastle,
And against Newcastle.
Newcastle's fair.
But at the end of the day,
Newcastle
he
game,
is.
Lee, the Newcastle game, I am on the record on these watch-alongs. I blamed Raya for that
Yeah,
defeat.
100%.
When everyone was going on about referees and this and that, I said, listen, at the end of the day, he came out, he should have caught that ball. Him not getting it is the reason why we lost that game.
Yep.
So I've been unequivocally clear.
But his
However,
distribution
I have
is
watched
better.
the
But have
two
you
of them.
seen that?
Hang on,
Yes.
let me finish. I've watched the two of them.
Galatasaray nearly scored there.
If you look at the way Raya distributes the ball, look at him on the ball, he's more accomplished. That's not to say that Ramsdale isn't any
just
good.
slightly
but I'm
better.
saying that Raya is the superior goalkeeper in that regard, and that is what the manager is looking at.
Who would you play tonight?
Got to say
Well, I
Ramsdale.
mean, listen, we know that Raya's going to play.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that.
No, but who would you play tonight if he was in charge?
To be honest, if I was going to pick one, I'd probably go for Raya, to be honest.
Okay, who would you play tonight?
I'd go for Raya.
Who would you play tonight?
Ramsdale.
Yeah, but
Okay.
If it was me, but I know.
Why would you go Raya then? Why would you go Raya?
I don't think there's much
because I
difference.
think he's a slightly better goalkeeper.
In what aspect? Just the distribution.
No, I think on crosses as well.
That's it.
And you've seen that this season? Or are you
Yes.
going on last season? or whatever?
No, I have seen him make some mistakes, but I've also seen him, as Laurie said, being very accomplished both in distribution
When?
and his handling.
When?
On many occasions,
I mean,
I've seen him
watch
hit the ball.
him, watch him.
The
I think
distribution. Come on, then I'll give you 5 games when he hasn't. Tottenham. I'll
No,
give
but
you
you're
5 games.
focusing on
Man
the
City,
mistakes.
Seville.
but
I
it's
can
really-
go on
it's
Newcastle.
really
Right now, you give
easy.
me 5
It's
games when he's
really-
done great. Give me
really
5
easy.
games.
I'm going to.
Go on then.
It's really easy to highlight
Go on,
mistakes.
give me the 5 games.
I can say in every single game that he's played, he has looked accomplished in both his handling of crosses.
What, Seville?
That I'll give you, but not the distribution.
Handling of crosses. I'm not
Newcastle,
talking about,
wait, they'll give you 2
I'm
then.
not talking about individual errors. I'm talking about overall the 90
Sorry,
minutes. And it's so easy to highlight the mistakes because we see the mistakes, we remember the mistakes. What you don't remember is Martinelli, a ball to Martinelli after 21 minutes against Burnley.
Yeah, fantastic that was.
Yeah, it was.
A lot of the times,
And there's
I've
a
been-
lot
I've
of
been
occasions
watching-
like that.
I've been
And
watching
there's an
this closely.
occasion.
I also remember the
there's
one
at least-
against Lons when we're 1-0 up.
There's at least
I've been
one or two
watching-
occasions
I've been
like
watching
that
both
in every
keepers right,
game.
quite
More
closely.
than 5.
And if you look at sometimes Raya's accuracy is unerring. When he's got the ball and he's trying to find one of
It's
the
not
wings
even a
and
dig
stuff,
at Raya. I
he's
think
very
Raya's
good.
done it. I think that if I'll be really honest, I'm going to be really honest about the goalkeepers here, and I talk about it and we keep going on about it. When John Lukic and David Seaman come in, there was a thing about Lukic had just won the league at Arsenal. The next season after, they replaced him with David Seaman. After 3-4 games, you went, there's a difference. When Leno come in, Ramsdale come in for Leno. We all like Leno. Let's be honest about it. After 1-2 games, Leicester away, done, job done. I'm now 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11 games in. I'm not convinced that one is better than the other.
That's more to do with circumstances of where Arsenal were. Because when Leno was in the team, those first 3 games was loss.
Okay, Patrick says, Laurie has it bang on. The manager prefers David Raya. Simple as that. Same things happen to Leno, and there wasn't this much fuss. We're being very revisionist. He says, there's another one from Cryptic Dino says, top of the leagues and Champions League, playing against these teams that, I'm not sure what that word says. He says, when you pass the ball back, you need a keeper like Raya. So he's seems to be in the Raya camp. Cryptic Dino says, sorry for my typo, multitasking, because I didn't understand what that word said. So big up to Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who starts tonight. I think everybody does think that Raya will return his place, retain his place, and then that does show, I think, that he is the number one, isn't he?
He's the number one. I mean, you've got to understand as well, Robbie, you know this. The club have been looking at David Raya for as far back as 2020. That tells its own story.
Goalkeeper coach has been.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though, also what
And who's he employed
I'll tell you what else
by?
tells a good story about the goalkeeping coach and all that. Like, this is the same club that signed Renison. That someone made that decision that he was a good goalkeeper. So at the end of the day,
It wasn't a major decision, was it?
Well, someone signed him. Someone said he was good enough to play.
But it wasn't. It wasn't bringing him in as number one. He was like second.
What was he
third
bringing? Number
choice.
15 then? Was he?
Well,
Like,
he wasn't
he wouldn't get in my team. He wouldn't get in my Fetch team.
He had a game.
But all of a sudden,
He had the cup game. He had a game.
So the decision,
But
someone's
third
making those
choice.
decisions.
Could I very quickly say, Lee, I just heard you say a second ago that there's very little difference between the two. And I agree.
Yeah.
However, the crucial difference is that Raya is seen by the manager as
100%.
more accomplished on the ball.
But we know, we know all that.
hang on.
Yeah,
So
we're not
if
asking.
you
We know the
accept
manager's
that, so
opinion.
if you accept that to be true, then you shouldn't be surprised that Raya
Say
started.
that he's right, does it?
Yeah.
But
Daniel,
this is the
one
manager
second,
that
guys.
signed Renison.
Daniel and Jerry Kay says Ramsdale should start to build off the second half of the Brentford game. You can't get better without playing games. But that's the thing, is that he won't probably have a chance to build off of it unless
That's
he's
another great
selected
point. It's a
tonight.
great point, Robert. It was his first game since West Ham as
Yeah,
well. Like,
Arteta Ballers.
You get him to come in and
Well,
expect
hopefully he'll play against PSV.
Arteta Baller says, isn't it Arteta who believed in Ramsdale when not even Lee did? Look, you didn't want him because he was from a relegated club. Arteta has given him more respect than any other fan. This one here from Caesar, he says, what is Arteta meant to do when his keeper is publicly telling Wrighty that he can't focus for 90 minutes unless he uses the crowd as a fidget toy? But he did that last season and he was very good.
You back Raya, of course, and whatnot.
That was I don't
know how many games he's played now for Arsenal and started David Raya, but I could reel off performances that Aaron Ramsdale's had and made key saves for Arsenal. Raya, I could give you one potentially in the run that he's had so far. I know Ramsdale's played more, but there's so many more bigger moments that Ramsdale's kept Arsenal alive and in games compared to.
There's a reason for that, and the reason is the change in the way we're playing.
Yeah,
Last season we were far more open. This season we're just not conceding that many chances.
No, that's a fair point.
Okay, the team is out. I'm just going to look for the team right now. And also, Sevilla winning 2-0. So if that stays the same, we'll qualify tonight.
Yeah, we have a draw. We qualify anyway.
Yeah, we'll qualify.
We qualify, but we need to.
But we'll go through as top.
Anyway, team is in goal.
Raya.
Behind.
Who wants to put a fiver down on it right now?
I'll put a fiver.
No, for Ramsdale.
Is it your money?
Is anyone willing to put a fiver down for Ramsdale? Then everybody else has to give him a fiver. Man United just scored again, by the way. They're 3-1 up.
So what's the deal?
There's no deal. Raya. Raya is starting the game. McTominay scored there for Man United.
No one should be surprised.
Right?
Yeah.
So Raya in goal. Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel, and Zinchenko. A midfield of Rice, Havertz, and Odegaard. And up front, Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus. That's a very strong side indeed.
Bit harsh on Trossard.
Yeah.
And then on the bench
He's offside there. Could he be offside?
On the bench is Ramsdale, Hine, White, Cedric, Kivior, Jorginho, El Neni, Nelson, Lewis Skelly, Nwaneri, Trossard, and Eddie Nketiah.
Lewis Skelly on the bench.
He is on the bench. So that is the Arsenal team.
You know what I mean? So congratulations.
Yeah. We had his mum on the show the other day.
Yeah.
So that is the starting lineup. Reaction, Lee, you wanted Havertz to start?
I'm surprised that Trossard's been left out of this one, but I think he's gone as strong as what he feels is his strongest team. Ben White at the moment, I'm going to say with Ben White, a little bit harsh on him, but Tomiyasu has come in and been fantastic.
Well, Ben White has been carrying a little bit of an injury,
of a knock. I think Tomiyasu deserves to keep his place, if I'll be honest. Back four has been very, very good. Listen, Kai Havertz must kick on now. He's had the biggest injection of confidence given to him, and I think it's the right thing to start him today. I expect him to deliver again today.
Okay, you happy with that team?
Yeah, the only change I would have made on the performance of last week was I'd have taken Jesus out of the team and I'd have put Trossard in.
What you say on the performance of last week? The man just came back. He arrived back from Brazil on Thursday.
Exactly.
Right, after playing like one of the hottest possible games you can think of when they're playing Argentina. So I think maybe it's just a bit of jet lag there, but I think he'd be good to go in this game. And he's been so good. He's been so good in the Champions League, hasn't he?
Well, he looked jaded, and I don't think he needed another game so
we
quickly.
We see the reason why.
Yeah.
He's come off a plane. You know what it's like. You come off a long flight. You know.
I'm normally good to
You
go
know what it's
straight
like
away.
to come off a flight
Not to play
and
90
for
minutes in a
Arsenal.
football game away at Brentford.
I think
Forgot the call, I'd be there.
The good thing is Jesus is our best striker. Well, also what he might need is maybe because he didn't look sharp, because he needs minutes.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's definitely going for it, isn't it, with that team?
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
he's going for
definitely
it.
going
He wants to
to
get the group sewn up tonight, doesn't he?
Yeah, and that's the way
And
it should
he
be.
could be going for it early, which is unlike the Premiership games, in as much as he wants to kind of get 2 or 3 up and then start rotating.
Yeah, we haven't seen that yet, though.
Yeah,
from Arsenal.
I mean we have
yet
seen it in the Champions League against PSV, where it's the first time I've noticed that we actually started early.
4-0.
Yeah, we really went for it, and we
Happy
got an
with
early
it?
goal.
Happy with the team?
I'm happy. I know how it's in there over. I would like to see Trossard, but like we said, it's a strong enough team to get the job done. I just need to see Arsenal do, which I don't think. June did say about, he saw against PSV, but that's what I want to see against A. Just get it done early, make some rotations. We are slowly losing some. I mean, it's only Fabio Vieira, but some depth, and obviously Fabio Vieira has been injured now. He's injured now until the end of the winter break, so there's not as much squad depth as we once had, and players are getting injured. But I just want to make sure I hope Arteta protects these players, gets it done early, and then we look forward to Saturday. 1
point needed tonight, as it stands. Confident of a win, Laurie?
Yep, I am. I know Lons beat us in the corresponding game, but obviously we're at home today, hoping for a different outcome, obviously, and I think there will be. I've got to say that when you especially look at the result today, Seville and stuff, the group is not the strongest, so we should be qualified from this group. It'd be nice to get a win today and finish top of the group.
It'd be nice to see one of the youngsters involved today as well. I know it's a big ask, and we are trying to take it serious, get it over the line. But we saw was that Newcastle had a youngster in his game yesterday. They've obviously and they've also got.
They were forced into that for English.
Yeah, I know, but he's a good player, and everyone's talking kind of about that youngster there. I know United, they've got Mainu as well in the midfield. He's getting a lot of headlines now. It'd be nice for Arsenal to, again, this is me being idealistic, get nice 2-0 up and then start seeing some of the youngsters feature and let them have their moment as well in the Champions League.
My thing is on that, we shouldn't have to go 2-0 up for the manager to rotate. The manager should be rotating the players anyway. I don't mean ridiculously rotating.
Well, I think for a game like this,
because we've lost to these.
I think for a game like this, remember we lost the first game. You've got to go strong and get.
Yeah, I've got no problem with going strong,
Yeah.
but I'm saying the likes of Reece Nelson, for example, I would hope that at some point today he's going to come on.
Maybe he will. Eduardo says Rams made several mistakes last year, going back onto the Ramsdale stuff. And Lung says that Raya is better. So that debate is still raging.
I think it will debate.
It will rumble and rumble
until it's over.
The manager created it.
But Ramsdale is on the bench today and doesn't start, and I'm sure he'll be really, really disappointed about that.
Let's be honest, none of us are surprised.
No. Is that the same Skelly that trained AFTV FC? No, that's Scully.
Scully.
Skelly.
Right, Lewis Skelly. But we did have his mum on an episode of the Invincible podcast a few weeks ago, and she spoke brilliantly about a new app that they've got, and you really got to check that out. So his mum, I'm sure, will be at the game and should be really, really proud tonight. So yep, that's going to be good. But just running through the team again, it's Raya in goal, Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel and Zinchenko, Rice, Havertz, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli and Jesus. A very, very strong starting 11 indeed. On the bench is Ramsdale, Hine, White, Cedric, Kivior, Jorginho, El Neni, Nelson, Lewis Skelly, Nwaneri, Trossard and Eddie Nketiah. I'm sure that Mikel Arteta will be hoping that, you know what I mean, they can get a lead in the game and, you know, get a comfortable lead where he can then, you know, hopefully bring on a couple of the players that don't get to play regularly. So let's hope and see. Let's wait and see if that happens. Great experience for them to be involved in the first
Is this
team.
Wanyeri's first appearance since the Brentford game?
I believe so.
I think he's been on the
I think he's
bench
been
at
in
one
squads.
time.
He's been in a couple of squads, but then I know he did get injured. So yeah. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up now. We've come to the end of the show. Don't forget, we've got the watch along coming up. You don't want to miss that. We're going to be watching along to that game. Big game. It's a very important game for Arsenal tonight. Don't sleep on the importance of this. If we win this game, we top the group. And looking through the group earlier on, you know, you want to avoid teams like, you know, your Real Madrid. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Just to say, you know, Galatasaray.
It's a Ramsdale Raya moment.
Talking about Raya, talking about Raya and
definitely say that Ramsdale's better than
Onana. Just let in absolutely, and that's the second one. That's 2 goals from free kicks, and
Do you think the rain had anything to do with it?
the rain is sounding like Ty.
Jesus Christ!
It's sounding like Ty. I mean, a horrendous error by Onana. I think he was at fault on the first goal as well. So
He took a bum.
that game.
Oh my days!
That game now is 3-2. So maybe Galatasaray ain't out of it. I thought United were home and dry.
I thought it was in his own.
But that's 3-2. But just going back to it, I was just saying that you want to avoid some of the teams that could, you know, finishing top of the group is important. If you finish top of the group, you avoid these teams: Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Real Sociedad, Atletico Madrid, Borussia Dortmund. Obviously, we wouldn't get Man City yet. And Barcelona. Those are the teams that we'd avoid at this stage. That just goes to show you why Mikel Arteta is going strong tonight. You don't want to be playing those teams in the next round. You want to avoid those at all costs.
And also,
right now.
like, you get the home leg second.
Exactly. So finishing top of the group would be massive for Arsenal. As it stands, just to let the people know, these will be the teams we could get. We couldn't get Man United, who are currently in that second position as it stands. But we could get Napoli, Inter Milan, Lazio, PSG, RB Leipzig or Porto. So still some very good teams that you could end up getting. But finishing top of the group definitely is more favourable than coming runners up. So anyway, thanks very much. Don't forget, as I said, check out the watch along, and then after the watch along, we got the full-time show where you get a chance to have your say. Wherever you are in the UK or around the world, all you've got to do is go to our app right now, AFTV Plus, download it right now, and later on you can be speaking to us. Or if you're at the game, come and see me after the game. I'm going to be speaking to fans down there and getting their opinions on how the match went. So make sure you check it out all here on AFTV. No need to go anywhere else. Thanks for watching. Thanks very much to Lee, to Cecil. Thank you very much to Julian, to Laurie. We'll be back up soon with a watch along. But in the meantime, let's hope we win the game. Hey, well, one second. Rewind.
What?
I didn't do predictions.
No.
Let's get a prediction out of everybody.
James never forgets that.
That's how professional I am. That's how professional I am, that nobody prompted me out of you lot who just sat here. And I remembered it. So what's your prediction?
I was going to go 3-0, but now Raya's in goal, 3-2. Nah, 3-0 with the Arsenal.
3-0.
2-0.
With the fact they've only conceded 3 goals since we last played.
I think Arsenal Stats was wanting your prediction.
Okay, but I'm justifying the prediction. I'm justifying the prediction rather than just coming out with something random.
Ooh, is that what you're saying we do? All right. Cheeky boss.
Yeah, I think Arsenal win 2-0.
2-0.
2-0.
Laurie?
2-0, yep.
2-0. I actually went 2-0 as well. I'm going for that as well. So let's see how it goes. Check it out here on AFTV. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.